Okay. And I'm back. Or I'm here, rather. um, yeah, it's been a week. I have to admit, though, that I did work on the project a little bit. And basically, I finished stitching it. And like bent the lid a little bit so it closes very smoothly. Like, let me show you. There we go. So you can see how it's almost ready. Okay? Almost ready. Just like that. Yeah. Now we need to finish the edges, which is awesome process, and we'll get to it. Something like this. First, I will be probably working off of the trash can down below, so you will not be able to see this process much because there is a lot of dirt flying around, so I'll be using my face camera. Do we need to first cut it in any way? No, I think we can start using the sanding paper right away. So what do I have? I have these two 600 and 150. Do I have any rougher paper to start with though? Where's my sandpaper? Oh, there it is, under the piles of other stuff. Everybody just leaves here. So what is my highest? Highest is my actually 150 grit. So we are ready to start with this guy. And I'll see. I don't think I used this wedge, which I got these wedges Rocky Mountain, I think, or maybe it was Buckle Guy. But they are pretty useful for like flat. So they have one flat side and one like slightly rounded side. They're useful for sanding down the flat stuff. So that's what we'll continue. We'll start doing it. And I'm keeping the cube inside. This way it kind of gives it structure and makes it easier to keep the shape correctly. Okay. This is kind of what you get. Yeah, sorry. Like that. You get like a flat piece like this, which is what we are looking for. And it flattens the corners. You see how the corners kind of like pull up a little? So this flattens the corners and kind of brings them closer together. And creates plenty of dust. And who can tell how many edges do I need to sand? How many edges does this cube have? And this is the basic sanding, like kind of removing as much material as I can. But there will be edging stage, after which I will also round the edges. Okay, these two require a little more. Maybe I should move away a little bit so I can avoid putting all of this dust on my paints. And you do get to sand through the paint, but that's not a problem because we have the marker. We'll paint the edge later as well. I think I'll first do the edges and then I'll do the rounded corners. And the fourth bottom edge. The bottom edges are the easiest to do because they're like literally there. The side edges have the flap I need to be careful about. So the back ones are kind of easier, but the front ones I'll need to open the bag up. Okay. And the reason I'm sanding is because I'm attaching two sides together, and I need to make sure they're flat after stitching. And gluing them together in this shape is just not practical. I did on the first one and it was completely useless. So I'm effectively like basically stitching them together and then I sand them to match. I need to obviously make sure I don't bend through the stitch, but this pattern has a plenty of what is it called? Stitching allotment, something like that, and that's not a problem. In fact, that extra size actually creates this kind of, I'll show you, this kind of protection, right? Like as the sides sit inside of the cube effectively, except for the lid obviously, but that's life. You have to choose your battles, but like I didn't do like one big piece here and only two sides for this very reason, because I wanted as many sides to have protection as possible. Anyhow, this was a design choice. Trust me, I tried differently too. Plus, this way it fits on the regular paper, the pattern I mean. So I didn't need to jump through hoops, attaching things and stuff like that. Neither do people who want to make their boxes as well. Yeah, let's go to the base cam. It's probably a little more expressive that way. Okay, and the last edge. Yeah, I think this wedge is very useful for this project. It helps me keep the flat very well, and since the cube kind of needs straight edges, you know, it's kind of important. Okay. Main sanding done on the front. Let's do the rounded corners on the back as well. And again, I'm removing the bulk of material. And then we'll use the edger for the edges, and then I will use the 600 grit to polish it up. Okay, let's try using my Weber edger because I feel like it will be very appropriate here. So let's see how that works. Yep, works like a butter. Like it was made for this. Careful not to damage the project, you know. I actually don't need a lot of pressure. In fact, I can go with little pressure and it will keep the angle. I just want to hold my hand, well, in this case, vertically, because I did the 45 degree angle here, right? So vertically will be 45 degree to my corner. Okay, now let's do the bottom. That's one. That's two. That's three. Yeah, here it's a little rounded, so. And that's four. Okay. So now we need to do the sides. Right, so let's start again with the back. One side. The other side. And now let's do the fronts. Again, keeping a cube inside gives a lot of structure. It's very, very useful this way. And the fact that it is a cube makes it easier to keep the corners right. You do need to wiggle a little bit because they are soft after all, right? It's not the wood carving or anything like that, right? Okay. The edging is done. Now let's do the 600 grit, and then we will what? We will color the edges again. Okay, back to the base cam. With 600, right? And I will be using toconol, so it will be the what you call it, the fibers will be compressed quite a bit, so that's not a problem, but you do want to sand as much as you can with it. Yeah. Did we not cut off enough here? Yeah, I think we need more sanding in here. Okay. Back to 150. It's not critical, but I'd like to make this edge smooth. I might have cut one side a little shallower. Yeah, I think that would be enough. I cannot go much lower than this, right? Yep. I don't want to cut into stitches either. So let's do some 600. And with 600 grit, you usually don't want to go back and forth because you are trying to kind of smooth and remove as much fuzz as you can. And this is how much work goes into these cubes. You know, they sound simple, but that's why they are a little more expensive than you would think. It's not hard work, right? Like, but it's a lot of detail if you want to make it well. So if you get your own pattern, if you get my pattern, feel free to do that, because my work probably is a bit too expensive to, you know, not too expensive. It's appropriate, but it's expensive, right? So it's like a luxury item for sure. Custom case for your Rubik's Cube, you know? Must be quality. Must be quality item. Let's do a little bit more edging here because I feel like there's a sharpish edge here. I thought I did all the sides well. Maybe I missed one. Okay, now let's open it up and do the front. Yep. A little too much fuzz here. Let's do a little more aggressive sanding real quick. And then smooth it out with 600. 600 is kind of on the edge of being useful. Kind of almost burnishing. Okay, enough sanding for this project. Now the nerve-wracking last color application. Not particularly nerve-wracking, but you know, it's a black marker after all, right? Zoom zoom. There we go. And I would love to put on the glasses just to be sure I don't miss anything. Okay. Now we can close it like that. And proceed with the rest of the edges. Yeah, you can tell how the edges become darker, basically black, right? And we will be back to black edges. No matter how much sanding you do, you can always come over with some marker and make the edges black again. Just make sure you don't put your dye on your fingers as you do that, and then you can hold the cube by the sides so you don't put the dye on your fingers. Okay. Okay. And the last one. Okay. How do you like that? Black all around. So, now I can grab the rounded thingy. I can grab my applicator and apply some toconol. You can tell my toconol is primarily going over the black because that's what those specks are. Okay. Let's do these two edges first. And this is just perfect size for it. Almost perfect. And then I can go just with a stick that. Then I will grab my canvas, and I will burnish it with canvas. Including the corners. The corners get to be the shiniest if you do that. Yeah, I don't think you can see it on... actually, maybe you can't even see it on camera because it's so shiny, right? But that's what creates the rounded edge here. Okay, now let's do the other two. And then just do this. And then do this. This, and then this. That's the process. Yeah, try not to put too much black on the white as you do that. Yeah, acrylic is my least favorite paint, unfortunately. Okay, the bottom edges are done. Now let's do the back edges, right? Whew. My hand hurts already. Okay, the back is done. Now let's do the front. One thing I did not incorporate into this design is my logo. Might be a mistake. Obviously the pattern is logoless, but every maker can apply their logo if they like. And I'm one of those makers, you know, even if it's my pattern. Kind of funny how I can apply burnish to both sides at the same time, right? Okay. Okay. And we are done. The only thing left is to package and ship this product. Should I create special packaging for this? Let's see what we can do with special packaging. Yeah, I'm sorry I'll be off the screen, but how do I search my bookmarks? Booksmaker, booksmaking. Where's my booksmaking tools? Template maker, that's the one. Do they have any box that has a box in a box? Exploding box. That might be it, no? Magibox. Okay. No. So 4 sides. Oh, I see. So it's a box where you lift the lid and the box opens up. Okay, that might be cool. And I can probably do it out of like thick cardboard. I just need to measure well, and that is effectively 2 and what is it? 3/4 inches. Inner diameter 2.75 inches. Right? Is that the same in all the directions? No, this one is a little bit bigger. No, it is the same. I mean, it's a cube after all, but you know, pattern is a pattern. Yeah. Height, same thing, 275. Lid height. How big should the lead be? The lead should be 1/3 of that, right? 1/3 of 275 is what? 1 inch, right? Yeah, let's do 1 inch. Number of sides 4. Perfect. Flap size 1 inch. Right? Well, is that the right thing to do? Or should that be 2 inches? Or even 4 inches? No? No. 2 inches. Yeah, let's do that. That would be cool. And sorry, I'm like talking to myself here. Just trust me, it's coming together. Maybe I should look into the camera a little more. I think I just need a PDF at this point. Let's create it. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think this will do. Let's print it. Command P. Oh man, where are my printers? Manage printers. Add printer. No, color laserjet. That's the one I want. Connect. No, I don't need fax. Just the printer. Okay, let's try printing again. More printers. Nope. Cancel. Let's try again. Command P. More. Jet. It's square, it doesn't fit, right? So what do I do with that? More settings. Scale. Custom 100%. Can I have more stuff? Open system dialog. Yeah, let's do that. Layout. Portland landscape. If I landscape it, what will happen? It should hopefully fit. Okay, let's try printing, and that will tell us whether we succeeded or not. Let's wash the hand with alcohol first. I don't want to be touching any of that with the ink. Well, new paper towel. Okay. Let's see what we got printed. That requires standing up, which is a challenge these days. I think. Where is the second piece of paper? Jesus Christ. It printed on one side. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. So, where is my file? Let's unminimize this. And we need to print page 1. Print. Okay, cool. Minimize again. By the way, if you're interested about the template maker website, here is the link for you all. This is a very useful website. It generates you the what do you call it? The patterns. It can generate Cricut files for you to cut using the Cricut machine, which worked very well for me, or if you've seen my business card cases. I mean, this box is a relatively straightforward pattern, but some of them are quite an achievement to make. So I really appreciate all the math that went into creating this tool. We'll need to find all the cardboard I think I'm gonna be using, because maybe I don't have any, because we might have put out the recycled yesterday. But I think I can find some. So that's the lid. Another standing up procedure. Okay. I think every hour I need to stretch my knees, and it's almost an hour, so let me do that. For all of you, I'll be stretching on my toes, all of that. Anyway, as we do that, let's go find some cardboard. I think we can find some reasonable piece somewhere inside this box. should do nicely. In fact, we only need the lead, right? Yep, this lead is pretty good quality. Yeah, let's cut it up. Okay, good. Let me bring this guy back. We also stretched the feet, which was required. I think I need the bend your knees redeemable on my Twitch, right? It's time to add one more. Let's do that, actually. Is that... Where do I do it? Manage goals, right? No. That's a different one. Where is the... Oh, come on. Where is the whole redeemable thingy? Content? No. No. Viewer rewards. Power-ups and channel points, right? Jesus Christ. There they are. Let's add another one. Custom reward. Bend your knees. Sergey needs knees. They only survive if he bends them. How many points? 5 points, 10 points. Let's do 25 points. Yeah, background color. I don't have images. Okay. Create. Yeah, let's do that. So now, hopefully, you can redeem that. Oh man, where is my channel? Where's the channel? Where's my chat? Oh, actually, this is my chat. Let's see if I want to redeem. Bend your knees. There we go. Redeemed. Just redeemed bend your knees. And completed them all. Nice. Okay. Thank you for taking time to bend my knees. So, what do I do here? Let's cut it out first, and then we'll see. I just like cutting paper, you know? It's enjoyable. I think tonight we'll just finish this and that will be it. that will be the stream. I'm not gonna stay much longer because, you know, tired, work, this, that, physical therapy for my, what's called aforementioned knees. Okay. So this is actually double-sided cardboard. Good. So what do? I think I can just mark it with a knife, and then we'll just cut it out in full afterwards. Okay, perpendicular cuts a little harder, that's fine. Again, I don't need perfect cut right now, I just need to mark. Right. Last one. Okay, that's it. Yeah, this is the one. So let's cut this out first. I think I can cut this box up so it's a little more manageable on the table. That. And then we just cut it out. Just like that. Oop. We'll see if I made the right allotments for thickness and stuff. I'm not positive about. Cool. The computer which computed the sizes should have made the allotments properly, but we'll see. Okay. And we'll score the cardboard on the lines, right? Just score, or do we do anything else with it? Let's see. Just score it like this and bend it, right? The lead might not be big enough because the thickness of cardboard is pretty thick. So we'll see that shortly. So this is the box. Okay, we might need to do some diagonal cutting, but this is the box, right? And this box goes into that box. In fact, it doesn't go very well into the box. No, it goes all right. And then Yeah. That's okay. I probably need to bend it a little farther away. I think we can do it without the scoring tool, just use the ruler itself, right? Something like that. No, I just wanted to make some cool box. That's all there is to it. Nothing special. Nothing special. Just like that. Yep. And then the wrapper. Let's see if we put this in, put this in, put this in. Will it actually fit into here, or we need a bigger box? Yeah, we need a bigger lead. We need a bigger lead. This one doesn't cover it, so where's my generator? Generator? Oh, that's not the one. There we go. And no, that's not the one. Ah, which one is that? That's the one. So 4 sides. I guess, what do I do? Should I just increase the pattern and be done with it? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's bring back the pattern and just increase its size a little bit. Like that, right? So in order for this to fit in there, I need basically these, right? Yeah, I basically need these to be my corners instead. Yeah, I can just proportionally increase it like that, right? Yeah, I think I can live with that. Let's see if my magical eye, which is my own eye, can help me do this. So, corner, 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 corner. And then from this corner, like that, like that, like that, right? And then like that, right? And then here, like that. And then here, we'll figure that out later. And then this is the hole. This is the hole. And then here it's kind of like this, maybe? Yeah, something of that kind. And then in here, this is the hole for this line. Like this. And then like that. here. This is the hole. Like that. And like that. Right? Something of this kind. Now we need to connect them all. I'll use the pattern as a pattern, I guess. One sec, let me move things around. Like that. And how are we doing here? How's my YouTube preview doing? Anyone on YouTube watching? Please let me know if you can see the things. I think it's working. Okay. First of all, like that, all right, and we can cut that out. Cut this out. This will help a lot, like, see the perspective of things a little bit better, right? This and this gets rid of one flap. I should cut through. To be neat. Not that this cardboard is very neat, but it's okay. And then this one also gets this cut. And this one gets this cut, right? Like that. This flap gets this cut. Okay. Yeah. A little. Something of this kind. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's a stupid idea. But now we can score the bottom, right? So it bends. First of all, let's make sure it fits. Yeah, I think that fits. That's kind of the point. And then we can score. Yeah, we can score like this, basically. And these flaps get glued like this, right? And this becomes a lid. Or they can be glued like this, and this becomes a lid, but then, yeah, I feel like having them on the outside is actually better. So let's grab the glue. After all, I have the device. I invested in specialized device for glue application, and now it's time to use it. I don't know if you ever seen these tape guns, but they're pretty handy when you don't want to manually apply glue to paper and your application layer is pretty straight drip, right? So there we go. That's one. That's the other. That's the third one. And the last one. Right? So now we have the lid. And now we have the box that is supposed to fit into this lid. With enough persuasion, we can make it happen. There we go. We made it happen. I don't know if it's appropriate packaging for this. Maybe not, but it's cool packaging. Yeah, maybe I should have just made a box and taped it up. Maybe that's what it needs. But this is cool, right? This is cool. Yep, it is cool. Whatever you say. And these are my stickers. Can I use my sticker to glue it up? I probably can, right? Kind of like apply the sticker as a closure, right? Just for fun. Just for fun. Okay. We're not ready to zip it up though. Because A, we need to take out the tube. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but this pattern has a special flap that comes out so you can grab your cube easily, right? It sits there snug. If you needed to take it out from these pieces, you wouldn't be able to, but from here, you can take it out, no problem. There we go. Okay, so, well, I meant to take it out, actually. And we can close it. Let's try it again. Like that, right? Without the cube, there is a little bit more space here. And this one now goes in pretty easily. And we can put on the lid for shipping. The product is inside. Can you tell? Maybe you can't. Which brings us to the next step, which is raiding, right? Let's figure out who we raid. I think we are raiding our friends. We are not friends anymore. Is that what it is? Lockwood. I thought we were raiding Lockwood. No, they're done. Oh man. Why does it say I can raid them? Oh, because I could raid them, but it's just not. They're just not there. Okay. Yep, they're not live anymore. Okay, then we can go and pick somebody to raid. Moondolph is up. Nice. Pickles. No, they're not crafting. And who is this person? The Trash Panda. Let's take a look what the Trash Panda is up to.
I try for Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Nice. See the night for Agnar. That's what you were talking about.
Okay. Let's raid Trash Panda. Yeah. So follow me in raiding Trash Panda. I hope to see you all next time. We'll work on the next project, which is the soccer ball, I think. So we'll see when we get there. But tonight, let's go say hi to Trash Panda, and I'll see you all on stream. Why can't I raid Trash Panda? Why can't I raid Trash Panda? What's up with that? Why? Is that too few people? Is that what she does to us? Let's do Moon's Dolls then. Oh, maybe Trash Panda just left. Yeah, so let's raid Moon's Dolls instead. She's awesome.
Making a little person 80% angry.
She does the little, not so little dolls. And this will be cool. See you all there.
There's that. We're getting over it. We're not here much longer ourselves, but welcome in, ChernyGoods. How are you doing today? Microwave, we will take those. How are you doing today? Welcome in. What were you working on? We're doing some makers and crafting yourself. Were you working on some good leather stuff today? We just got done building some wefts, so we're just kind of hanging out at the moment. I'll probably do a little sanding until we're ready to pop out for the night. So welcome in, raiders. And if you need to do a raid and run and you need to do your active stream self-care training, do what you need to do. And thank you so much for raiding out to here. Ooh, finish the Rubik's Cube leather bag. Ooh, what does that entail? Wait, which one is this? Is this